As the scale of the bloodshed in Egypt steadily becomes clearer, earlier dreams of a country on a road to democracy based on consensus are in ruins. Governments around the world have wrestled with their own dilemmas, how to react and whose side are they really on. So international pressure on Egypt's military has been very carefully considered. President Obama condemned the violence against civilians and cancelled joint US-Egyptian military exercises due next month.
We've sustained our commitment to Egypt and its people. But while we want to sustain our relationship with Egypt, our traditional cooperation cannot continue as usual when civilians are being killed in the streets and rights are being rolled back.
But that does not mean the United States will stop long-term funding for Egypt's military. America wants to keep Egypt as an ally, especially in the Middle East peace process. Here at the Foreign Office, Egypt's ambassador was summoned to be told Britain condemned the use of force to clear the protests. Similar messages were delivered by many European governments. But the harder part is deciding whether any active sanctions should be applied, perhaps suspending EU aid and trade deals with Egypt. Would that make any difference? Egypt's military defied all the international pressure piled on over recent weeks not to use overwhelming force against the protesters backing former President Morsi. And it's clear the interim government in Egypt is going to tough it out and defend their tactics around the world.
What the Egyptian government did and the police is an obligation from any state towards its people to defend their interests and to protect them.
So where does this leave the Muslim Brotherhood, main victims of the violence? 6 weeks ago, when their president Morsi was deposed by the military, they were allowed to rally and demand his reinstatement. Now they have been driven off the streets, and a spokesman is warning the bloodshed means that anger is beyond control. James Robbins, BBC News.